to all the bold, courageous, and powerful women tuning in to Find Your Fabulous. I'm your host, Dr. Diane, and it's time to ignite your full power. Are you ready to embrace your talents and worth and unleash the wise goddess within? I've got the information, inspiration, and revelation you need to ignite your personal power so you can stop playing small and reclaim the passion and purpose that we all hold within us. Connect with other powerful spiritual women who yearn to be fully expressed. The world needs you. Full power. Let me guide you to find your fabulous and ignite your inner goddess. It all starts now on the Find Your Fabulous show. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Diane Garrison, and you are listening to Find Your Fabulous. It's time to ignite your full power on Transformation Talk Radio. Stay with us for the next 30 minutes and let us help you experience the pathway to finding your fabulous. Every first and third Monday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Central, and 11 a.m. Eastern Time, where we will have information, inspiration, and revelation to help you ignite your personal power and reclaim the passion and purpose we all hold within us. I am here today with my fabulous producer, Emily. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning, Dr. Diane.
We have all heard about the importance of self-love. Yet, we live in a culture that teaches self-judgment rather than self-affirmation. But self-love is possible. Let's explore the incredible journey to self-love. It will open your mind and open your heart. So, a long time ago, there was this guy, a very famous, loving man who walked the earth over 2,000 years ago. His name was Yeshua, or Jesus in the Western world. He was asked once, "What are the greatest commandments?" He said, "Love your God with your whole heart and love your neighbor as yourself." So, love God, love yourself, and love your neighbor. Simple, right? Well, we have been screwing up this foundational teaching of the great master for over 2,000 years, probably longer. And if we actually loved our neighbor as miserably as we love ourselves, well, there would be constant war. Yet the pundits and the mental health professionals, which I am one, tell us that self-love is so important. And yet the culture we live in reinforces exactly the opposite. Let's break it down. Okay. For women especially, there is the patriarchal programming. The norms of patriarchy for the last 5,000 years or more say that our role as women is to take care of others, and that to focus on ourselves is selfish. You can't grow self-love in that garden. Then we have the Christian churches that tell us we are inherently sinful, and to make up for this, we must be of service to others. Now, that produces a whole lot of guilt, but not much self-love. Next, we live in a materialistic, capitalistic culture that is constantly showing us images of what we should look like, what we should wear, how we should live our lives, and even what our work life should look like. Needless to say, few of us can live up to these standards, and we end up feeling constantly less than, constantly in scarcity and lack. You can't grow self-love in that hothouse. Finally, we grew up in families where the adults didn't experience self-love, so they couldn't express or teach self-love. What we do learn as children is how to be good little girls and boys, how to please others, and we judge ourselves harshly if we do not. So since our basic belief systems are in place by the time we're 7 years old. Can you believe it? Rather than developing self-love, we grow a very strong inner critic who likes to tell us how flawed we are. Yet, despite all these barriers and roadblocks, I learned how to grow self-love, but it was not until well into my 40s that this work earnestly began. Like most folks, I grew up in a less than optimal childhood. Both my parents were quite wounded, unable to experience, let alone role model, self-love. I knew I was loved by them, but I didn't always feel safe and certainly not seen, heard, and understood. My out was my brains, my intelligence and ability to achieve. School and the positive attention I got there felt safe, and I'm pretty sure I was well on my way to a perfectionist personality by second grade. My achievement orientation and sheer grit got me through graduate school, but that push energy punched a hole in my stomach my first year. Yep, big old ulcer. But I was too young and stubborn to truly learn how to slow down. I just was going to succeed. Can any of you relate to that? My developing career as a psychologist helped me develop better people skills, deeper compassion for others, but there was, ironically, little self-compassion. My inner critic was alive and kicking butt. I remember getting the courage to open my private practice 24 years ago and perfectionisticking myself into a near nervous breakdown, even though the evidence was showing me my practice was growing just fine. I was, for too many years, expert at giving love and care to my family, my clients, and friends, while neglecting my own self-care. I bet this is true for a few of my listeners too. How have you been hard on yourselves? What body symptoms and heavy emotions have you ignored because you just had to carry on? And I had my own therapists and spiritual mentors trying to guide me. I was building new skills, sure, and deepening my spiritual connection, but really it was all an intellectual exercise, not a deeply felt experience. Yep, stuck in my head and neglecting my heart. Can you relate to this? In 2015, I finally hit the wall. I was burnt out, exhausted, and demoralized. I prayed for guidance, meditated on discovering a new pathway, and my prayers were answered. First came a gift from a friend, a course on self-compassion, the perfect lesson at the perfect time. Learning a method of practicing self-compassion transformed my life. I could finally open my heart to me. Can you imagine how sweet that felt? And the more I taught these skills to my clients, the deeper my own self-compassion became. Win-win. Shortly after the self-compassion course, I was introduced to a program and a philosophy called Feminine Power, which taught me to love and honor myself and my gifts, to gently face and transform my old negative core beliefs and connect with confidence to my inner wisdom, my intuition, and the divine feminine. It was utterly transformational. I dove into the coaching certification because I just knew I had to share these skills and perspectives with other women. And I wisely realized that the more I taught them, the more I would learn and the better skills I would develop. Is this true for you? Yeah, you develop your skills by teaching others. I think it's pretty human. But this is how my Full Power Women coaching was born and my signature system, Find Your Fabulous, was developed. And although I am very much still in process, I have come a long way on this incredible journey to self-love, and I am excited at what else I can learn. I'm also very much enjoying sharing these learnings with others. And we are going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back and explore directly how you can begin your journey to self-love. I'm Dr. Diane Garrison, and you are listening to the Find Your Fabulous show. You can find out all about me and my empowerment coaching and free empowerment resources at my website at fullpowerwomen.com, or reach out directly by emailing me at drdiane@fullpowerwomen.com. And now it's time for a break. Hello, it's Dr. Diane, and we're back on the Find Your Fabulous show, and we are going to explore how to begin to develop self-love. But first, let's start with a description of what self-love can look like, can feel like. With self-love, you can look in the mirror and smile at your reflection and say, "Good morning, beautiful," or "I love you, have a great day." You can feel this love in your heart. It shines in your eyes and your voice. You can clearly say yes when you want to do something and no when you do not, without feeling guilty or pressured in either case. That's called healthy boundaries. You are no longer the slave to others' opinions, but confidently tune and turn inward to hear your inner wisdom about the truth of the matter, your truth. You can confidently make decisions and don't beat yourself up if things don't go the way you hoped, but commit to learning the lesson in this event and looking for the good that has occurred. When you are angry or distressed, you can easily summon gentle self-compassion and soothe yourself before you say or do anything else in response. You listen to and trust your intuition, including whether someone else is being genuine or not. When people prove themselves to be false, you give yourself permission to end or at least distance yourself from the relationship. You don't settle. You don't try to fix the other person. You know you deserve better. When you have self-love, you are totally authentic. What you see is what you get. While you know you are imperfect, you are genuinely proud of your talents and strengths. Self-affirmations and positive self-talk come easily. The critical inner voice is softer and much easier to challenge or reframe. You are not afraid to try new things, even if they are a bit scary. You decide that done is better than perfect. You feel serenity, peacefulness, and self-acceptance at the core of your being. Lovely, right? Are you hungry to know this deliciousness? So what is the first step? First, you need to believe you deserve to love yourself and commit to the journey. Buddha said, "You, above all others in the universe, deserve your own love and affection." Here, let's try a little affirmation together. Just close your eyes for a minute. Bring your focus and attention inside. Take one or two deep, settling breaths in and out, in and out. And then repeat after me. I am a precious child of the Creator, always loved and never alone. I am a precious child of creation, always loved and never alone. Just sense the energy changes that may be happening inside you by some simple, kind words. Next, you need to get resourced. You can start with books and affirmation cards, maybe a journal, take a program online, or get the personal direction of a therapist or life coach. You've been bogged down with self-criticism and self-neglect for many years, so you're going to greatly benefit from support and accountability. Next, let's talk about positive self-talk and positive affirmations. You don't have to practice being self-critical. It is automatic. But we do have to practice talking nice to ourselves. Through my feminine power training, I learned how to create some powerful self-affirmations, and I would be happy to share them with you. Just reach out to Dr. Diane at fullpowerwomen.com, and I'll send you some. You can also join my private Facebook group, Find Your Fabulous and Ignite Your Inner Goddess. Just look for the cover photo of the Hindu goddess in blues and purples. And in this group, we do power affirmations live every Monday and a live meditation on Friday mornings. But honestly, if you Google positive affirmations for women or midlife women, you will find a ton of resources. But let's practice a few more now. Are you ready? Close your eyes once more. Just tune in to your feet on the floor, your seat on the chair, your back against the backrest. Take a couple really deep and cleansing breaths in and out, in and out, in and out. Now repeat after me. I am a woman of courage, wisdom, and strength. I choose to believe in me. I am a woman of courage, wisdom, and strength. I choose to believe in me. One more time. I am a woman of courage, wisdom, and strength. I choose to believe in me. Tune in again to any energy shifts and know that you can deepen this the more you talk nicely to yourself. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in, exhale, and open your eyes. The important thing with affirmations is to practice them every day. Start out by saying them in your head, then say them out loud to yourself. Then take a selfie and say these affirmations out loud while gazing kindly at your selfie. And when you can do that comfortably, you're ready to graduate to mirror work, where you say these affirmations to yourself as you gaze into your own eyes in the reflection of the mirror. We also need to work on softening the critical inner voice. When you notice these judgy thoughts popping into your head, you can either rephrase them with the truth of who you truly are, or just say, no, I'm not going there. And instead, focus on what you are grateful for. It can be as simple as your beautiful four-legged fur baby. It is not enough to just say no to the negative thoughts. You need to replace them with positive thoughts, or more negative thoughts are just going to pop in because nature abhors a vacuum. Gratitude. What are you grateful for? What are your blessings? Finally, let's explore the importance of self-compassion. As women, we usually excel at giving compassion to others and suck at giving it to ourselves. This is because of all the cultural programming we talked about earlier. But the fact remains, we have the skills. We just need to turn the focus from others to ourselves, to our own pain and suffering. We're going to do a practice on some self-compassion right now using a method from the Buddhist tradition. In order for our attempts at self-compassion to work, we need to first adopt three basic mindsets. One, You need to notice and care about your suffering. You can't apply self-compassion to what you're ignoring. 2, you need to accept that suffering, like joy, is just a part of life. There's no avoiding it, and you're just one more human being human. And finally, you need to be willing to be kind to yourself. Not too hard at first glance, but it is also not what we have been taught as children. All right, so let's give this a go. And if this is your very first practice, be very gentle with yourself if you don't get big results. I have an ebook on developing self-compassion, and the link will be in the show notes. It includes the practices we're going to do and a guided meditation so you can practice it over and over again. Okay? All right, so the first step is for you just to pick something that's been troubling you recently. And then close your eyes. I'm going to put on a little music for us. All right, let that problem get very juicy in your mind. Just think of all the particulars. Your eyes closed, focusing inward. Then bring your hands over your heart. Give yourself a heart hug. And begin some deep breaths. Focusing not on the thoughts anymore, but on your heart space. Then repeat after me. This is a moment of suffering. Suffering. It is a part of life. Let me be kind to myself. Let me give myself all compassion that we need. For this is a moment of suffering. Suffering, it is a part of life. Let me be kind and gentle to myself. Let me give myself all compassion that I need. Feel the energy of those words, gentleness and the warmth of your hands. If we were practicing on our own time, we would do these phrases over and over until we really felt the shift. But for now, just tune in to what we've begun to create. And know that you can do this with the ebook's help again and again. When you're ready, take a deep breath in and out. When you're ready, open your eyes. Return to the room. So, quick review. We live in a culture that does not teach us self-love or self-compassion because focusing on ourselves is somehow selfish or sinful. But we can learn to become our own best friend. If I, an overachieving, hard-pushing perfectionist, can learn to love myself, then so can you. Be patient, as it will take some time, but know that the results will be well worth the effort. Reach out if I can support you in any way at Dr. Diane at fullpowerwomen.com, or if you'd like to schedule a complimentary discovery session, there's a scheduling link on the podcast description. And you can find out more about me, my empowerment coaching, and free resources at my website, fullpowerwomen.com. I want to thank you all for tuning in to Find Your Fabulous with Dr. Diane. I had an exquisite time. Please join me every first and third Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Central, and 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Next time on the Find Your Fabulous show on February 17th, I will be interviewing Deborah Hurwitz, accomplished musician, composer, author, speaker, and now a life coach, about her program, Productivity for Perfectionists. You won't want to miss it. Bye for now. Go find your fabulous. You deserve no less. I'm your host, Dr. Diane, and you have been listening to Find Your Fabulous. It's time to ignite your full power. Tune in every first and third Monday of the month at 8 a.m. Pacific Time on Transformation Talk Radio for information, inspiration, and revelation to ignite your personal power. Connect with other bold, courageous, and powerful women who are ready to stop playing small and reclaim the passion and purpose that we all hold within us. The world needs you, full power. To find your fabulous and ignite your inner goddess, visit fullpowerwomen.com.